Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with a quick little discussion video, because there was something that I wanted to respond to that happened this past week. I know I'm a little late on this, but I was really on the fence as to whether to even talk about this, but I figured I should, especially since there were a bunch of you commenting, so I thought, yeah, maybe I should really just talk about this, because there was this screenshot that was posted as part of the blog for the 19th anniversary of The Sims, and yeah, it really does look like a college or high school setting, and I definitely saw a lot of people say, oh, this has to be a hint to a university expansion pack coming soon, and I wanted to give my thoughts on that. And what's pretty interesting about this is not the first time they've used this screenshot. This is actually years old, though unfortunately I cannot remember exactly how old it is, because I do remember this screenshot surfacing quite a while ago, and I fell for it. I was like, wow, okay, this really looks like a university thing. And then I was told, no, actually, even back then, this was an old screenshot. And sure enough, University did not end up being the next expansion pack anyways, because, yeah, we ended up getting Seasons and Get Famous last year. Though, if I were to theorize, I think this did come out around the same time as the base game back in 2014, because this screenshot is also in it, and I'm 99% sure I saw this one before the game came out, so I guess maybe the marketing team were just like, okay, what screenshots are we going to use that kind of convey this message of celebrating, and they just landed on these two screenshots instead of just taking some brand new ones. And both of these screenshots that are in the blog do have the common theme of just using base game items, so yeah, I guess that screenshot that looks like University is that old. Though I'm not sure how they had that sim streaking, because we didn't really get that change into nude option until around the time Get Together released. I still find it kind of funny that they reused this screenshot though, because why not just reuse one of the birthday renders that they've used in the past instead of this? I really don't like that they reused this screenshot, because they've definitely fooled a lot of people again. But maybe the marketing team doesn't really think about that sort of stuff, because even though, yes, their job is to do marketing, I'm not really sure how in tune they are with things like the whole hinting culture. Because maybe they don't know. I'm not sure how often the people in the marketing team play The Sims, so it could be that. Maybe they just quickly reuse this base game screenshot without really thinking about that at all, but I still think that there is a very high chance that we're going to get University or even some sort of education pack this year, because I know some people are thinking, oh, what if we got a go to school pack where you could follow your Sims to elementary or high school, but I think that probably would be a separated game pack and not part of an expansion pack, because let's be honest, even though some of the expansion packs for The Sims 4 can be pretty good, they tend to fall short in at least one sort of area. So if they tried to cram University and elementary school and high school into one expansion pack, I would expect there to be just like so many compromises across the board. Especially with Get to Work, because maybe if they had made the whole retail aspect a game pack on its own, it could have had more of the stuff that we would have expected, like being able to run a business directly from our house, like in The Sims 2 Open for Business. But where we're standing with The Sims 4 now, we're almost 5 years into its life cycle, and many of the biggest fan requests in terms of expansion packs are done. We got the Pets expansion pack, we got the Seasons one, we got the one that adds a new city environment. There is, just by process of elimination, not as much stuff to do that would really justify centering a whole expansion pack around it. The obvious ones that I can think off the top of my head are a tropical island. It would be very similar to Island Paradise, I guess, and maybe an expansion pack around farming, but theoretically that could maybe also be done on the game pack scale, depending on what they actually want to do in terms of farming, because I wouldn't be surprised if we do get that eventually. and maybe a generation sort of expansion pack, but the thing is, I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if at Maxis they just look at Parenthood as sort of the replacement for Generations, even though Parenthood was very focused on parenting and doesn't have some of the stuff that many players miss, like high school prom and Canes for Elders and a whole lot of other stuff that came in the Sims 3 Generations. But yeah, I think they could do a full expansion pack to cover families, but yeah, I don't know how likely that is either. And then, well, University, because I think University is definitely a popular enough idea to justify doing a $40 expansion pack for it, even though I guess it could also be done as a game pack. But I don't know, especially now that Seasons is out of the way, I'm way more open-minded to University being a full expansion pack once again. And then you'd have more room to do more things with University and have it be maybe a little bit different in comparison to what it was in the past. Because I'd love to see a professor sort of active career to go with University so you can be the teacher instead of just the student. I think that could be a really interesting way of breaking up the typical University formula that we've come to expect. So overall, do I think University is coming to The Sims 4 soon? Yes, absolutely, but not because of a screenshot posted on a blog. I really don't feel like it's absolutely 100% a hint to anything, really. But yeah, just by using process of elimination, there is a much higher chance of University coming now than there was, say, like 2 years ago, because they've got so many of the other obvious ideas done. So I think University is the most popular expansion request now that especially Pets and Seasons are out of the way. Whenever a new Sims base game comes out, I've always noticed that the top 3 requests seem to be Pets being first, then Seasons, and then University. So I'm sure Maxis and EA are well aware that so many of us want University, so I think I'd even go as far to say that a University pack for The Sims 4 is inevitable, even if it does not happen this year. But we'll just have to wait and see. I think it will happen, but it's more a matter of when than if, in my opinion. So that's all I have to say for now, so feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you think about that screenshot, and if you think that University is coming to The Sims 4 in the near future. And be sure to leave a like or a comment or even subscribe, because it lets me know that you really like my content, and it helps me keep up to date more easily with my latest stuff from The Sims, Sonic the Hedgehog, and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching. Aw, that's a very cute picture. Aw.